Hello and welcome to the MStar training session on defining and updating leave rules for the school. In this session, we'll tell you how to define the leave policy of your school for various leave types and the number of leaves for each leave type that will be applicable to various employees. So let us see the steps to define the leave rules. Click on the MStar button and select module HRMS. The name of the module appears on the main screen, which means that we are now working in the HRM module. Next, click on the business rules and select the screen leave rule. The screen opens and we can see various fields to define the leave policy of the school. First, select the staff type. That is, whether we are going to define the leave rule for a teaching staff or for non-teaching staff. If we select teacher, this means that we will now be creating the leave rules that will be made applicable to the teaching staffs only. Similarly, if we select non-teacher, it would mean that the leave rule that we will define will only be applicable to the non-teaching staff. Next, select the employment type. All the employment types which are available in the application will appear in the list. So, a combination of staff type and employment type needs to be selected to define the leave policy. So, select the employment type for which the leave rule that we are going to define will be applicable to. So, any employee who has a staff type as non-teacher and belongs to the employment type permanent non-vacational will fall in the category of the leave rule that we are going to define now. Next, select the leave type. These are the list of the leaves which are available in the application. Select a leave type for which you want to create the leave rule. These three selections are mandatory for saving the details in the leave rule screen. Next, select the date from. That is, the start date from which the selected leave type will become applicable. To select a date, click on the arrow button next to the field and a small calendar opens. For example, the casual leave gets applicable to all the employees from 1st of January. So, we have to change the month. To change the month and go to a previous month, click on the back arrow and the months keeps getting changed. Select January. So, if our casual leave is applicable from 1st January onwards, then select the date as 1st January. The date as selected appears in the field. Next, in the field leave defined, select the frequency or the period for which the selected leave type is applicable. We are seeing 4 values here: annually, biannually, monthly and quarterly. So, if we select annually, in this, it would mean that the selected leave type is annual in nature and fresh leaves will get added to the employee's account of the leave type after 1 year after the leave has been processed. Similarly, if we select biannually, it would mean that the selected leave type is applicable half yearly and after every 6 months, a new leave will get added to the employee's account after leave processing. For monthly, it would mean that every month a leave will get added to the leave account of the employee and the leave type is monthly in nature. Similarly, for quarterly, it would mean that the leave type is quarterly in nature and the new leaves will get added to the employee's account after every 3 months, that is a quarter. The leaves gets added to an employee's account after we process the leaves. The steps to processing of the leaves are explained in the other tutorial sessions. So, select a leave defined frequency for the selected leave type. Since we have selected annually, based on the period that we select in this leave defined field, the field date to gets auto calculated. Like we have selected annually as the period and date from has been selected as 1st Jan. So, the date to automatically gets calculated as 31st December. Similarly, if we change the period to biannually, it will show us the updated date 1st January to 30th June, which means half a year. Based on the period that we select, the section below the field leaf type also shows the start dates of all the leaf processing periods that fall within the date from and date to. Example, if date from that we have selected here is 1st January 2015, then this section is showing us two dates because we have selected the period as biannual. That means twice in 1 year the leaves will get credited to the employee's leave account. This automatically gets updated based on the period of leaves that you have selected. Since we have selected casual leave, let us select the period as annual. You may have noticed that when we change the period from one period to another, it gives us a message saying that we have already trying to create a leave rule for the same combination. So if we proceed with a new period, then the existing rule will get deleted. And since we are changing and we want to change the period, we just have to click on yes on this message. Again, after changing the annual as a period, only one date is appearing in this section. So for this annual period, enter the maximum number of leaves that are entitled to the employees for the selected leave type during this period and click on the OK button. As per the example that we have selected in the screen, it would mean that for non-teachers whose employment types are saved as permanent non-vacational, the CL leave type, which is applicable from 1st January till 31st December and it is given annually, the employees will have 10 leaves in their account starting from 1st January till the last date of the year. In the next field, maximum number of application, it means that the maximum number of applications that are allowed for the leave type can be entered. You can enter maximum value up to 3 characters in this field and only numbers should be entered. This is an optional field, so you may not enter any value if it is not applicable for any leave type. In the next field, carry forward, there are 2 circles, yes and no. The selection of option yes would mean that the particular leave type can be carried forward to the next processing period of the leave. In this case, example, the processing period is annual. So if we select yes as carry forward for this leave type, it would mean that once 31st December is over, then any balance of leaves which is available for this leave type in the employee's account will get carried forward to the next year as well and it will not get lapsed. Whereas if we select no, that means any leave balance which is available in the employee's current account will get lapsed and will not get carried forward to the next processing year. So it is an important point to note here that for any leave where the period is defined as biannually, monthly or quarterly, for example biannually, and in this case a carry forward is defined as no, then in this case the leave will not get carried forward from the first half to another half of the year, that is within the 2 processing periods, first half and second half of the year in case of biannual processing period, and the same goes for monthly and quarterly processing periods. It simply means that the leaves will not get carried forward to the next processing period for that leave type. So for casual leave that we are taking in this example, where the period is annual, we are defining carried forward as no, which would mean that all the casual leaves in the current account of the employee will get lapsed once the due date is over and the leaves have been processed. In the next section, advance leave, we can define whether for a particular leave type advance leave applications are allowed or not, and if they are allowed, then what is the maximum limit of advance leaves that can be taken. In case advance leaves are not allowed, you can click on the circle against no. In case they are allowed, then click on the circle against yes and enter the leave limit. You can enter maximum up to 2 characters in this field and only numbers can be entered. This section is an optional section for saving the details of the screen. So if advanced leaves are not applicable, we are saving it as no. By default, when you open the screen, no option is selected. In the next section, applicable gender, we are defining whether the leave type is applicable only to male or only to female, or it is applicable to both males and females. By default, both is selected in this section. This comes useful for leave types such as maternity leave or paternity leave, where for a specific gender we have to define the leaves. Since casual leaves is applicable to both genders, we are selecting both as an option. To change the option from male to female, simply click on the circles against the text and select any option required. Next, you can enter the maximum number of cumulative leave limit. That means the max number of leaves that can get accumulated in the employee's account for a particular leave type. You can enter maximum 3 characters in this field and only numbers can be entered. This comes useful in certain cases such as privilege or earned leaves, where an employee can have maximum 300 leaves in his account at any point of time, and any further leaves gets automatically lapsed. In the next section, leave application limits, you can enter maximum number of leaves that can be applied for the leave type in the single application. You can enter maximum up to 3 characters in this field and only numbers can be entered. This is an optional field for saving the details of the screen. You can also enter minimum application limit, that is the minimum number of leaves that has to be applied for in a single application. You can again enter maximum up to 3 characters in this field and only numbers are allowed. This is also an optional field for saving the details of leave rules. In the next section, you have 3 options. You can either enter minimum number of years that are required to be served by employees with respect to the date of joining of the employees in the institution, and only after which the specific leave type will get applicable. So, in this text, applicable from number of years of service period would mean that the employee has to finish some specific number of years before he could get eligible to avail the particular leave type. As an optional field to this, you can also enter the applicable from attendance, that is minimum number of attendance that an employee has to have in the institution for him to become eligible for the specific leave type. Further, you can also enter the minimum number of working days that are required for an employee to become eligible for the leave type. The 3 options are optional to each other and you can only fill one option out of these 3. If you have a rule in the school that the specific leave type cannot be taken in combination with any other leave type, then click on the square button against combination leave and below the section select the name of the leave with which it cannot be combined. This would mean, the example that we have taken would mean that the casual leave and the earned leave cannot be taken together. If you have selected the option combination leave, then selection of at least one leave type in this section is mandatory. Otherwise, the combination leave section is an optional section for defining the leave rules. After you have entered the details in various fields, click on the button Save, and the leave rules as per the details entered appears in the grid below. You can verify by clicking on the right and left scroll to check the values that appear in the grid. Please repeat these steps to create and define the leave rule for other leave types also, and also the staff type and employment types which are applicable in your school. Let us define another leave type as per the steps that we just saw. Select a staff type, select an employment type, select a leave type, select the date from which the leave is applicable, select the period of the leave and enter the maximum number of leaves within each period. Click on the OK button. Check whether you need to carry forward the leave or not carry forward the same. Check whether advance leave is applicable or no against the leave type. Check the applicable gender, whether the leave type is applicable to male, female or both. In case any other fields to be entered, such as the maximum cumulative leave limit for that leave type, enter the maximum number of leave limit or the minimum number of leave limit for the leave type and any other options as available. Uncheck the combination leave if it is not a combination leave and click on the save button. Again, we see that the grid populates the leave that we have just created. Since in this leave type we had selected the leave period as biannual, we will see 2 records of the same leave type gets added in the grid below. Please repeat these steps to create the leave types for other staff type, employment types and leave types. Now that we have defined the leave rule, let us see how to update the leave rules that we have just defined. For this, double click on the leave type in the grid and the message comes whether you want to modify the leave. In case you want to modify the selected leave, then click on the yes button. If the leave type is not associated to any employee or the leave entitlement has not been entered for any employee, then the message appears for modification. So the message reads as leave defined type is defined as annually. To change the leave defined type annually, system needs to remove the annual data. Do you want to remove the data? Since we do not want to remove the leave rule, but we just want to update the data, we will click on no button here. If we click on yes button, it will delete the leave. So click on the button no and the leave details appear on the main screen as we had last saved. Change the details as required and click on button save. The details gets updated in the grid below and the leave rule is now updated. You can click on the clear button to refresh the screen. Repeat these steps if you want to update the leave data of other leave types also. So let us see how to delete a leave rule once it has been created. Double click on the leave row in the grid and it asks for the confirmation to modify the leave. Click on button yes. If the leave type has not been associated yet and used anywhere in any other screens such as employee leave entitlement, then it asks for a confirmation message again. The message reads as leave defined type is defined as annual. Do you want to change the leave defined type annually? System needs to remove the annual data. Since we do not want to change but delete the leave rule, we click on button yes and the leave rule gets deleted. Click on the clear button to refresh the screen. Thank you for watching this video.